In a dramatic turn of events, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina sought refuge in India. Amidst escalating violence and political turmoil, the streets of Dhaka transformed into scenes of chaos and despair. The catalyst was a controversial job quota system. Demonstrations morphed into a broader outcry against Hasina's 15-year rule. Hasina's sudden departure sent shockwaves through the nation. It marked a significant escalation, leaving a power vacuum and raising questions about Bangladesh's democracy. To understand the current crisis, one must delve into the underlying currents of discontent that have been brewing in Bangladesh for some time. The nation, despite making significant economic strides in recent years, continues to grapple with widespread poverty, inequality, and a lack of opportunities, particularly for the younger generation. This economic hardship has fueled a deep sense of frustration and resentment, creating fertile ground for unrest. Adding fuel to the fire is the widespread perception of corruption and authoritarianism within Hasina's government. Critics accused her of stifling dissent, undermining democratic institutions, and consolidating power within her circle. The controversial job quota system, seen as favoring certain groups over others, became a lightning rod for these broader grievances, igniting a wave of protests that quickly spiraled out of control. What began as a focused demonstration against an unpopular policy quickly transformed into a wider expression of discontent, reflecting a deep yearning for change and a loss of faith in the existing political system. The initial protests, largely led by students and young activists, were marked by a fervent yet peaceful spirit. They hoped that by raising their voices, they could compel the government to address their concerns and enact meaningful reforms. However, the situation took a dark turn as the government responded with a heavy hand. Security forces cracked down on the demonstrations, using tear gas, water cannons, and even live ammunition on unarmed protesters. The violence, captured on cameras and shared widely on social media, shocked the nation and drew international condemnation. The death toll mounted, further inflaming public anger and pushing the nation to the brink of chaos. As the situation spiraled, the military, a powerful force in Bangladeshi politics, announced it was taking temporary control to restore order. This intervention, while bringing a semblance of calm, has done little to quell the underlying tensions. Instead, it has ushered in a period of deep uncertainty, with the future of Bangladesh's democracy hanging precariously in the balance. The crisis in Bangladesh has sent ripples of concern throughout the region, particularly in neighboring India. The two nations share a long and complex history, marked by both cooperation and tension. However, there are also lingering border disputes, concerns about illegal immigration, and anxieties over China's growing influence in the region. India now faces the delicate task of balancing its own security interests with the need to support the aspirations of the Bangladeshi people. As Bangladesh grapples with this unprecedented crisis, several possible scenarios could unfold in the coming weeks and months. The military, now the de facto power in the country, has promised to oversee a peaceful transition of power and hold fresh elections once stability is restored. However, skepticism abounds about their commitment to democracy and their ability to address the root causes of the unrest. One possibility is that the military, under international pressure, will honor its pledge and facilitate a return to democratic rule. However, this scenario hinges on their willingness to relinquish power, something that has historically been a challenge for the Bangladeshi military. Another possibility is that the military, emboldened by the current crisis, will tighten its grip on power, ushering in an era of authoritarian rule. This outcome would have dire consequences for human rights and democratic freedoms in Bangladesh. The crisis in Bangladesh is a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the importance of addressing the root causes of social and political unrest. The nation now stands at a crossroads, facing an uncertain future fraught with both challenges and opportunities. The path ahead will require a concerted effort from all stakeholders, both within Bangladesh and the international community. The international community must stand in solidarity with the people of Bangladesh, providing humanitarian assistance, promoting dialogue, and upholding human rights. Ultimately, the future of Bangladesh rests in the hands of its people. Their resilience, their commitment to democracy, and their willingness to engage in constructive dialogue will determine whether this crisis leads to a more just and equitable society or plunges the nation into a prolonged period of instability and authoritarian rule. The world watches and waits, hoping for a brighter future for the people of Bangladesh.